Hi, good afternoon. This is the week 9 and we're looking at the second week of the Balanced Scorecard, particularly focused on quality control and measurement, quality control measurement reports. And it's quite nice that it comes second after the first week introduction of the Balanced Scorecard, because now we're looking at the internal processes in the organisation. We're looking at strategy execution, particularly when it comes to implementation of quality initiatives or re-engineering design initiatives targeted at improving the quality of the output of the product. Last week we looked at the Balanced Scorecard. When we introduced it, it was very important as a strategic execution tool. So we looked at different strategies that firms will undertake, and then how the scorecard would be used to help execute that strategy. We focused a lot on the financial performance measures, and we gave you some examples of the different performance measures that are important depending on which strategy the firm is undertaking. This week we're looking at quality control, and the number one learning objective for this week is to focus on the different categories of quality control costs. And this is sort of like in a performance measurement report, where we look at the different costs according to activities associated with prevention of quality problems, and that's to do with, say, re-engineering, product design, particular manufacturing design, things like that. There are appraisal costs we need to look at, that is inspection that goes on in the factory to find quality problems. We need to be able to account for internal failure costs, so when we find quality problems, what happens to that bad quality? Is it reworked? Is it rejected? That goes into a cost under internal failure costs. Then we have external failure costs, and so we need to account for that. And a big area here, and a big problem for a lot of firms they want to avoid, is warranty claims, legal liability issues that are associated when the product, the faulty product, gets into the hands of the customer. So that's probably the first and foremost learning objective of today's lecture. A second learning objective is non-financial performance measures. Non-financial performance measures are the other three parts of the Balanced Scorecard: customer performance measures, internal performance measures, internal process performance measures, and learning and growth performance measures. Our third learning objective is to look at three areas in which we can design, in which we can find quality problems. Three ways. One way is through using a Pareto chart. The second way is using control diagrams, which are very popular in manufacturing organisations, and the third way is a fishbone diagram, and that is where we look at a cause-effect analysis and go back to the root cause of some problem. The fourth learning objective, and look over here, is when we want to make a change or an improvement to a new quality initiative, we may have two options. One is we may take the prevention cost option, which features redesign, re-engineering design of the product or different components that go in the product, or we may take an appraisal cost approach. That is, we spend more money on further inspection. So it's very important that you know how to set up a report with these two options side by side, so senior management can decide which initiative or which approach they should take in improving or in implementing a particular quality initiative. Now, having said we had learning objective 4, then we had learning objective 5, which is the financial measures that are used in the organisation to get attention to the CEO, CFO and the CIO. Having said gone through all of these learning objectives here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one thing that it comes together in is a big picture, and here is the big picture. See, at the end of the day, we need to get the attention of the CEO, the CFO or the CIO, and you know that the things that get their attention are the financial measures. And so that's why in Learning Objective 1 we learn how to classify different financial costs in terms of prevention, appraisal, internal and external. And on Learning Objective 4 we learn how to classify two initiatives in terms of the costs of pursuing each initiative. Why? Because we need to get the attention of CEO, CFO or CIO or other very senior managers so they can make the big decisions in the allocation of resources in the organisation. Ultimately, these big decisions affect the different initiatives or different initiatives taken with quality control, or the big re-engineering initiatives that they take, that is, redesign of the whole product or specific components inside the product. So in this big picture, as much as we want to use the balanced scorecard, it's the financial measures at the end of the day that get the attention of senior management. But having said that, the non-financial measures are very, very relevant for giving quick feedback as to how different quality initiatives are going. And we talk about Pareto charts, control charts and fishbone diagrams as a way of helping to get feedback on where we should target various quality improvement initiatives. Ultimately, we want to improve the training inside the organisation, so we're going to have learning and growth measures that are important for that training process to support any quality initiative that is undertaken. So in short, we have a big picture here. We have the balanced scorecard in that picture, the scorecard made up of financial but non-financial. But the real focus of today's lecture is really focusing on the quality initiatives that an organisation undertakes, how to execute strategies so as to improve quality inside the organisation. So that's what we're focusing on. The balanced scorecard is in there, but we're really focusing on quality reports, quality control feedback reports, and also quality of initiative decision scenarios. And that's what we're doing for today. Thank you very much.